What is going on, everybody? Right now we are going to compare iOS 11.4.1 with iOS 12 beta 9 on the iPhone 6, and this is kind of interesting because, as stated before, iOS 12 is supposed to bring like a bunch of speed improvements to the older iPhones, and I'm going to make a whole separate video talking about pretty much the state of that and seeing if it is really or not. But once you see this little speed test, you'll be able to see for yourself that iOS 12 is no joke. It's going to bring a lot of speed improvements, and hopefully at the same time they do bring a lot of stability improvements as well. But pretty much how this speed test pretty much works is I boot up some apps, I boot up some like heavy intensive apps and some apps that are like within the Apple ecosystem in itself. And then I show you the multi-core score and see the difference, because multi-core scores don't really mean everything, but they do mean something. And as you can see from the boot up test, iOS 12 beta 9 did actually boot up faster, and you could probably say the same thing, but when it comes to the App Store, it didn't actually boot up faster, which is kind of weird. With iOS 11.4.1, it did actually boot up faster, but sometimes it really just depends on the beta themselves. Sometimes I've had issues with other things than before, and certain apps do open up sooner than other apps. Like on Maps, for example, it did open up faster on iOS 12 beta 9 than it opened up on iOS 11.4.1, so that is kind of weird. And there's really no way to have like exact measurements sometimes, but this is the as close you can get. I mean, I go frame by frame and try to see which one is faster, and you could see the same thing with iOS 12 beta 9 in terms of booting up the web page. flawlessphone.com, greatest website in the world, make sure you guys check it out, and it boots up faster on iOS 12 beta 9, so overall web page scrolling and everything will be faster on iOS 12 beta 9. I'm not really too sure what happened in terms of the App Store thing, because really in every other way iOS 12 beta 9 does boot up certain things faster, and it even comes into the screen faster. I noticed that, like when I'm going into an app, it kind of loads it a little bit faster in the background, which is kind of interesting. So in terms of me booting up Road Racing 3, which is a pretty intensive game, I mean, there's a lot of graphics moving, and you know what, I'm gonna be honest, the iPhone 6 was never the best at gaming overall, but seeing an update like this, which does actually kind of somewhat improve the gaming and loading speeds, because as you can see, iOS 12 beta 9 does boot the game faster, which is really important when we're going into something like this. If you have the same phone and it can run faster, I mean, you can see iOS 11.4.1 is actually a little bit lagging, like it's noticeably behind than the iPhone 6 than iOS 12 beta 9. So now the weirdest thing about this is that the multi-core scores are lower on the iOS 12 beta 9, so 79,290 on iOS 11.4.1 and 78,847 on iOS 12 beta 9. So even though you have a decrease, you do kind of have an improvement there too. And iOS 12 beta 9 might be an exception, because I did get a lower score on that than on a previous beta. So really, like, it's kind of interesting. My overall thoughts with iOS 12 is like, I know it's going to be a speed improvement. I'm just really hoping it's stable. Hopefully they increase the stability. I don't want it to be like another iOS 11 update where they just like drop it and then there's just like a bunch of problems and people are just complaining all over the place. And people can complain about it. I want people to complain about this software if it's not good, but as I can see right now, it seems like a much improvement version of iOS 11. And that is pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out the links down in the description as well. My second channel, my SoundCloud, my Instagram, my Twitter, all that stuff is down there. I'd really appreciate if you guys could check it out. And also, if you guys need help or something, feel free to DM me. I'm always here to listen to you guys. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. And hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.